All right, let's quickly go through the chamber. The Trish Stratus, Tiffany Stratton match versus Nia Jax, Candice LeRae. I thought did a pretty good job. It was a nice kind of palate cleanser after the women's chamber, and the crowd got to go home happy. Because Trish won, which is weird because in the past, if it was Vince doing it, you lose in your hometown. So, decent match. It was in a weird spot because it was in between the women's chamber and Sammy and Kevin killing each other. So, women's chamber match. Great seeing Jade come down. I will say I like the fact that Jade came down in all black while Naomi and Bianca were in all white. And then you're like, oh man, she's going to attack Liv. Nope, she wrecked Naomi. So now you had a 5-person chamber match. Okay. Bianca was distraught. That hair whip that she did to Liv, whoa, sound like something you see from an old Indiana Jones movie. It was just the whack off. It was just sick. Everyone got some decent spots in with that, which I thought was pretty good. Alexa Bliss came off looking decent. Bailey, weird seeing her get eliminated so early, but you got to put some shine on Roxanne. And with Bianca getting the victory, and then her stand on there at the ramp, the Rhea coming down. So Bianca dressed in white, Rhea dressed in black, and then Io gets in between the two of them, and it looked like she was in black and white, or at least like a dark purple. And I was like, I like that. I like how it's like, all right, I'm gonna wear this. I'm gonna wear this. I will wear the intermediate of your two. If we get Bianca Io, solid match. We get Bianca Rhea, yes, please. Haas women match, let's do it. Come on. Interesting to see where they go from there with some of the other people. You got Liv and Raquel. They've got the tag belts. Who are they going to feud with? Could it end up being Damage Control? Maybe. They've kind of gone their own separate ways. Kari's out with an injury. We know Asuka's still on the shelf. If Asuka and Io were to join forces again and go after Damage Control, I'd be fine with that. I want them to build up the women's tag division, which is hard to do when you get rid of half of one of your tag teams. But I'm like, solid match. I liked it. It did. I liked Jade coming back. We knew she was going to sooner or later. Who she's going to go after. Seen her go after Naomi. I'm like, okay, so you could have Naomi and Jade could be one of your matches. And then you could have Bianca Rhea as your other match. Bianca goes over. Then for a title, you get to have Bianca and Jade. And if Bianca doesn't win, then you still do Bianca and Jade. It'll be fine. I like how they're cooking with that. Sammy and Kevin. Oh. One of my favorite spots in the match. Sammy had set up a pair of chairs. And then across those two chairs, he put a chair wrapped in barbed wire. It had a blue thunder bomb. Normally, you want your chairs to split apart, so the guy takes, the guy takes the move onto the mat. No, the barbed wire chair didn't move that much. So you get to see Kevin take like his shoulders on the chair and his tailbone into the canvas. And I was like, don't be I'm like, first part I was like, be awesome to see it be the finish, and then it was not the finish. I'm like, well, you don't win enough with blue thunder bomb. But they just walked and beat each other with everything. And of course, Canadians had thrown a hockey stick. Whoa. Seeing like pop-up powerbomb to the apron. The one where like you could tell that they were just beat after all the tables and the chairs they beat each other with. And then, him removing the pad, and I'm like, why isn't a package pile drive him? And then we got another big return, and it was Orton. Orton had RKO. RKO'd a bunch of like all the security guards. Went for the punt, and I'm like, he's not gonna get it, because of course security runs and stops the punt, and it's like you just tried to stop Kevin from killing somebody else, and now Orton's like, hey, he packaged pile drive me. I was out for a while. Let me just crack his skull open with my foot. And they're like, no, you can't do that. He just finished near killing a guy, but that wasn't sanctioned. This level of violence is sanctioned, so we got to stop you. But Kevin got the victory with that, and it was, whoa. You can tell when the crowd's really into it because it's super violent and aggressive, and then the crowd kind of just stops because they're like, he's dead. He's already dead. You're doing any more? He's done. Just pin him. Just pin him. Oh, he kicked out. Stop kicking out. Just end the match. Just end the match. And then when it was done, you know, Kevin's like, I'm done. I can't sleep now. And then Orton coming down, and I'm like, yeah, H is cooking. Men's chamber. I know they were talking about building to a Damian Priest Drew McIntyre match. Damian eliminates Drew from the Rumble, but nobody really saw it that much. It wasn't that big of a thing because LA Knight was doing his bit. So big Claymore. Drew's going to try to get the pin. Roll up from behind by Damian Priest. Damian Priest is eliminated. Damian Priest is like, what the no. I ain't going out like that. Hits Damian Priest. Damian Priest gets eliminated. I'm like, okay. You know, if what you're building towards is you eliminated me in the Rumble and in the Chamber, I'm going to eliminate you at Mania. Okay. It's a match that has heat. Does it have stakes? Maybe. You know, have it be like a number. Have it be for, you know, whoever wins that is probably on the way to be a number one contender. I'm like, all right, that's solid. Priest then got pinned by Logan. I'm like, okay. Logan got taken out by Punk. Okay. Now all of a sudden we're down to Cena, Rollins, and Punk. And any one of those two guys puts on a great match. And they did just enough of, you know, we're going to interact for a little bit because I'm going to lay you out, then we're going to interact and lay you out. So they did like your standard triple threat match, but just in the chamber. Liked it. Thought it was really well paced. The GTS followed by an AA, and then Seth gets pinned, and the crowd's like, oh. And my daughter, who's 11 watching wrestling with me, she's like, wait, who's the crowd going to cheer for now? I'm like, well, see, my Punk's whole career is to main event WrestleMania. If he wins, he's main event WrestleMania. John Cena has been for that 17th championship. I'm like, it's a great story that everyone's invested in. But then Cena hits a stomp on Punk on the outside of the chamber. And then Cena then throws in and actually a snug looking STF. I'm like, what STF you with? Is he? He's got his hands around the face. It looks tight. It looks snug. And then that's it, because, you know, Punk just had his skull driven into steel. And I was like, oh, man. We're trying what we do with Seth and Punk. We know what we're doing with Seth and Punk. They're probably having that singles match at Mania. I'm like, oh. Like, but again, last year Punk said, this year Cena's like, hey, I'm retiring. Punk's probably like, man, will it be my turn? Next year? Then they raise the chamber. Casino's going on to take on Cody. Cody comes down, you know, glad handing, bunch of handshaking, everything. The Rock comes down. I want it all. I want your body, your mind, and your soul. Cody. My soul belongs to the ring and the people. And then John's like, yeah, that's right. After Cody tells The Rock what he can do with himself. John's like jumping up and down. And the camera work in this next segment was just beautiful. So John gives Cody a hug. And the look on John's face was like, yeah, you did it. We watch his face slowly kind of fade away. And then you see Rock Williams go, do the throat slit. And all of a sudden it's like kick to the junk. 2.5 person beatdown. I don't know what Travis Scott was doing there. I don't know what he was trying to light. I don't know if he knew what he was trying to do. Came in there like Rage Sage. And I don't know who you are. All I know is you're a rapper of some sort. I don't care. I'm assuming he's probably doing the theme song for the WrestleMania, whatever. First, I'm like, oh man, it's not I Show Speed, because he doesn't have like a custom. I'm like, oh, Travis Scott. I've heard the name. I can't tell you any song that he's done. It's not my jam. And then they beat Cody till he's bleeding. And they beat him with the belt because that's The Rock's thing. The Rock likes to beat Cody over with the belt and then smear Cody's blood onto the belt. And I'm like, oh, like he did it. Cena turned heel. Cena, so desperate for number 17, turned heel. And I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty sure when they told Punk, like, all right, you're not going to main event Mania. What's do I want this time? We're turning Cena heel. Ooh. Gotcha. Okay. This isn't happening this year. That's fine. I probably still have a couple more Manias left in me. Okay. And I was like, man, like if Cena takes the title off of Cody at Mania, and then Cody has to build himself back up for the rematch at SummerSlam, that's like, oh, it's like this was, I mean, the end, like, they did the right amount of storyline, the right amount of building. I still think that from an overall PLE, there were moments that got dragged. But, you hit, here's your returns. Oh, by the way, John Cena turned heel. This was cooking done well. And let's see where we go from here.